What's up, you guys? It's Jason from RPM. We've had a lot of questions on how to install the heat blanket on the Speed UTV, and essentially we have removed the bottom heat shield and we removed this top heat shield. We reinstalled this bolt into the top heat shield. The rest of it stays loose, and the heat blanket is going to just drop on like this. And where it gets tricky and where a lot of guys are getting confused at is this piece. This will go underneath. It will actually come up by this back oil line. Between the oil line and the manifold itself, it will stay against the manifold. What I like to do is run some safety wire down there, and this acts as a hook, and I just kind of guide this heat blanket back up, but you can just fish it through too. So I'm gonna come up from underneath, just like this. So I like to have a set of needle nose pliers handy. We're essentially gonna guide this underneath. We're gonna be on the right side of the back oil line. We're gonna come up right here by the heat shield, so. All right, so that's through. It's really snug down there, don't get me wrong. That's kind of the point of the heat blanket. Kind of tuck all this in there, get everything nice and clean and snug again. This section of the heat blanket is gonna wrap underneath and flip up. Your heat blanket will eventually end up like this. We'll put a spring and then springs up. Let me grab my springs and I'll show you it installed. Everything kind of tucked in there. There we go. So when you first fire up the car, you can have some smoking, especially if your hands are greasy. You don't want it to be oily by any means, but it'll definitely smoke a little, especially after the first use. That's pretty common for these. You can reinstall your O2 bung now. The heat blankets are a wearable item. These are kind of like tires. They don't last forever. They're just a fabric material. They see a lot of vibration. So keep that in mind too. They do work really well. So we like to use these because it keeps the heat off of the cold side of the turbo. It kind of keeps everything running a little bit cooler on the car. All right, we got that done. We're going to clean everything up. Yeah, we'll put the factory clip back on this. And that's the heat blanket. We're gonna continue installing our chambered exhaust that will soon be available for the Speed UTVs, our sport exhaust, our factory E-valve mid-pipe, and our 3-inch E-valve mid-pipe that works on our exhaust is already available. If you want some speed parts, you can pick them up at RPMsxs.com.